This is a story of how I met This summer I met my online best friends that I've known for almost a decade now in real life. I crossed an ocean for this. You might have seen Disgrace, Sufferingly, or Isabel on my channel before. Well, this is a story of how I met them. But before we get into the video, I just want to tell you that this is more of a story time than a vlog. So if you only want to see the vloggy bits, I recommend skipping to like around 8 minutes in, because that's when it starts picking up. There are some juicy details to the story you might not want to miss, just saying. But if you get tired of the story, just skip forward to the vlogging parts. Okay, anyway, enjoy the video. So I met Disgrace at like late 2016 to early 2017. We're not really sure when it exactly was, but we met in this one game called Big Brother on Roblox. This is the only proof that I have of us playing that. Anyway, so me and Disgrace, we friend each other and we played Big Brother together for a while, but then I kind of went blank. We didn't talk for almost a year. It was just silent. And you know how when you start out on Roblox, you just kind of add everybody, and then your friends list becomes like this big pile of people, and there's a max of 200 people. So everybody gets to a point where they need to, okay, I'm gonna clear out my friends list and I'm gonna keep the people that I want to keep on it, and the people that I don't really know, I'm gonna delete them. So both of us did that. We cleared our friends list one day, but for some reason we decided to keep each other on it, even though we hadn't talked in so long. Little did we know. So another year passes by. It's now 2020. Disgrace's sister starts joining the games, and Disgrace's sister seems quite nice. Who is this, you might ask? It is the one and only Sufferingly. I finally met Sufferingly. She's actually the one that encouraged us to voice chat for the first time. We were never gonna voice call if it wasn't for Sufferingly. She was like, you guys might be really good friends, you don't know. Even though it's gonna be awkward at first, you guys should try it anyway. So we mustered up the courage and entered that Discord VC, and the rest is history. We started voice calling more. All of a sudden we're like the best of friends, and not a day goes by where we don't talk. At some point this year, another one of my friends, Mafia, she showed me that you can actually take a train from Belgium directly to London. And I told my friends, I was like, you know, if you want, I could try and take that train. I could figure that out. And Suf was like, yeah, do it. But she didn't believe me, apparently, at first. She thought I was bluffing, the bitch. I was not kidding. When I said I'm coming to the UK, I meant it. She was like, sure, you can stay at my house. So I got a passport. I ordered my Eurostar tickets, and then we just had to wait. We started planning out all the activities. And now you're probably saying, wait, Brad, pause. Aren't you forgetting about somebody? Didn't you also say you met Isabel at the start of the video? Well, some of you might recall my camping video I did. I love that video to death. I actually had only met Isabel 2 days prior to that, and we invited her to our little group chat, and we kept talking about the trip because obviously we were planning it out and stuff. And we gave her so much FOMO. She was like, you know, maybe I want to come too. And we were like, are you down? You can come too. So there she was. That's how I met Isabel as well. So there we are. After getting my passport and my Eurostar ticket, we were counting down the weeks, bitch. It was like, oh my god, it's only a month until we're meeting up. Oh my god, it's only 2 weeks until we're meeting up. Oh my god, we're meeting up in 5 days. Oh my god, tomorrow we're meeting up. But did we really realize what we were about to do? Yeah, sure, I had planned this entire thing out, but I don't think I exactly knew what I was doing. It never hit me like, shit, I'm gonna meet my friends in real life. With online friends, it's always a hit or miss, because I've had online friends before. I've had lovely encounters. I've also had encounters where I was like, oh, this is like a little bit different than online. Also, I do want to mention, let me pause the story for a little bit. If you are a young person and you have good friends online, make sure you are like at least 16 before meeting somebody and really, really know who you're meeting. Please be very safe when you meet people online, because some people can really pretend to be anybody else. You really need to know somebody. So please video chat them, get your parents in contact. But anyway, that was my little PSA to all the minors out there. And obviously all the adult people, make sure you know who you're meeting. So it's always a hit or miss when you're gonna meet online friends. So I was nervous because I'm gonna be staying in their house for a week. I'm like literally leaving the European Union. I'm crossing an ocean. And then the day finally came. We were off to the UK.
All right, we're about to pick up my grandma to take the train to Brussels so we can take the underwater train to London so I can take the other train from London to undisclosed location.
So I was off to the UK. I took the train to Brussels with my grandma, which was a blast. Honestly, we had the greatest conversations ever. The Eurostar is in the same train station, so me and my grandma obviously walk over to see, can I already go in? But we were a little bit early, so we weren't allowed in yet. So my grandma was like, wanna go have a coffee? I would love to go get a coffee. So me and my grandma, we went to Starbucks. It was really good. It was delicious, but boiling. Bitch, when I tell you, I burned my mouth on that boiling beverage. I am not kidding, that was hot. So we had to wait a while for our drinks to cool down, which also meant we were gonna be a little bit late to the Eurostar, which is not a good idea. When we first went to look at the line, there was nobody there. But when we were done with our Starbucks, we went over to the line and we saw this huge ass line. When I tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a line that long. I saw that and my heart sank. I was so sure I wasn't gonna make it. So I look at my grandma and she looks at me and we're like, let's go stand in the queue. Feeling hopeless as fuck. So I get in the back of the queue, right? And it is not moving. And I see the clock ticking by. I wasn't panicking, but I was feeling very disappointed. I was like, oh, we should have not sat. We should have taken our drinks to the line. But all of a sudden, the line is just the fastest fucking line in the world. I'm like, oh my God, how nice. Apparently they hadn't opened the gate yet, so that's why we were standing still. But once they opened the gate, it was so smooth. But that line cleared in like 20 minutes. It was crazy. So anyway, I hugged my grandma goodbye and I'm like, see ya! And then I went through customs, waited like 2.5 seconds in the waiting area, and then I was allowed to go up and board the train. It was such a smooth process, it was crazy. And when I saw that train, I was like, oh my God. I was like, shit, dude, we're here. I was texting everybody because I was just so excited. I got on this train and it was fancy. Damn! We made it on the train. It's very fancy. So I sit on the Eurostar for 2.5 hours, just enjoying the experience, honestly, because it was just so, it felt very luxurious. And all of a sudden, we're there. I'm in London. All right, I've made it to London. Oh yeah. It was just such a crazy experience. This is my first solo travel. I get out the train and it's just this huge, beautiful hallway. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. I walk out and I'm a little bit confused at where I need to go because I needed to get to another station that was like 5 meters away, but because it was so close, it was very hard to find, ironically. I'm not gonna lie, the trains are quite confusing here, but I mean, we're making the best of it. Look at how fancy these buildings are. To get to the other station that I needed to be at, I needed to cross the road. Now, there were little streetlights that said like a red man and a green man. Red man for you can't go, obviously. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody started moving while it was still red. And because I'm a sheep and I'm like, I don't fucking know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I just crossed with them and bitch, I could have died because as I was walking, I was in the middle of the sidewalk and this taxi, full fucking speed, comes driving towards us and like stops right in front of the crosswalk. And it was just so crazy. I ran off that crosswalk. That was quite the experience. But then after the crosswalk, London was very nice, was very pretty. I walked over into the next station. What the fuck? And I was 30 minutes early to my train. I had a lot of time, but you know, I just wanted to be there on time and I didn't know where I was by myself, so I wasn't gonna go exploring, obviously. I just went to the platforms where you can catch the trains. They just let me in. I didn't even need to scan my ticket. Some lady just saw me struggling to open my phone and she was like, just go. And I was like, thank you. I get to the platform I need to be at and it is beautiful. Look at this. All these beautiful platforms. And I gotta go to this one. Quite creepy, I can't lie. This train station, literally no train station in Belgium compares to the beauty of this train station. I wait there for a while. I have a great time. All right. I don't know when she will stop talking. I'm squatted in front of my luggage right now. So we got to London. Like, just look. Hello. And then it's finally time to take the train to... You really thought I was gonna expose where my friend lives? I mean, maybe you didn't. I don't know. I can't judge you like that. So then I took the train to undisclosed location, enjoyed the beautiful views outside, and then it was finally there. I was in Sufferingly's town. Huh? Wait, we're actually meeting? Wait, like this is actually happening? It has all been leading up to this moment. Our 7 years of friendship and we're about to meet in person. So I get off the train and I figure out how to exit the train station and I get to the little gates and I'm just scanning this room to see if I see a Sufferingly or a Disgrace. And all of a sudden I see Sufferingly and she's just stood there like, so I go, I'm figuring out the train app on my phone. I scan my little card. I haven't looked up yet. And once I get through the gates, I look up and I see Sufferingly again, but this time with Disgrace right behind her. Just like imagine this is Sufferingly. And that was just like, oh my God, it's happening. So we went up to each other and you know how a lot of online people that meet up, they hug like rugby players. They just like jump the other person in a hug. We took a little bit of a different route. We just kind of stood in front of each other and went, hi. Then it was just like silence. And then Disgrace went, this is so weird. And I fully agreed at that moment. I was like, it is. After that, we got out the train station and we started walking towards the car while making some small talk. Got in the car, I met Sufferingley's partner, and we were off to the house. I didn't really know what to say. I was a little bit spooked. I just kind of stayed to myself, stayed on my phone. And we got to the house. I met Suff's dog. Gosh, oh, what a cutie. I love him. And the first thing we did, because we already talked about this before we met up, we were like, let's play Mario Kart together. And that really broke the ice. When we got home, we didn't waste too much time. I put my bag upstairs and we're just like, let's play Mario Kart. And so we did. And after that, we were completely comfortable. It was completely nice. And now you're probably wondering, Bread, are you forgetting Isabelle again? No, bitch, wait. So after Mario Kart, we just played Roblox together and chilled for a while. And then it was finally time to pick up Isabelle. And she got there, we vibed, we played a bunch of board games. It was just the funniest thing ever. Like, I'm not gonna disclose which game we played, but it was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, so Isabelle gets there and now we have a couple days to just hang out and have a fucking good time. So we went golfing.
I thought you had it on record, Brett. Does anyone want to give a recap of what just happened?
The ball exploded, basically.
I didn't do very well.
I am clearly the most talented person in the room.
That was very good.
I didn't get you, Brett. I'm so disappointed.
It's fine.
Two. Maybe it is harder than it looks.
Maybe it is. Maybe we're just talented.
What's your stand-up going?
Guy. Just realised there's a hole that it could have gone down that way as well.
Oh wait, there is an actual extra pipe.
There was an extra pipe, so it could have gone wrong for both of us.
Isabelle cheated.
That was good.
Oh, do you have to go?
What does that mean?
It goes down there, I think.
You know what that's
Woo! Lovely shot. Oh my god! Can you do the demonstration one more time, please? Oh, I mean. Oh.
The final score.
Jump.
We also did an escape room, which honestly, this escape room was really hyped up. Like, we got there, like, online, the description was like,
Your friend has been kidnapped. Get your friend out of these kidnappers' hands before he get murdered.
so it sounded very cool. And once we got to the escape room place, it was so nice. It was like green LED lights everywhere, spooky drawings on the wall. It was just, the vibe and atmosphere was really there. And when we finally got to the escape room, it was just a regular office. Closet sized, by the way. I was like, is this it? Is that everything? This is kind of lame, but I'm still gonna have a good time. We solve a couple of clues, and then we get the keys to open this closet. And bitch, when I tell you, we opened these closet doors, and behind it was just a dark room with a little bit of red lights and just a jail cell in the corner covered in like a board. And this was so scary. This just elevated the experience from like, to like, oh my god. So we walk in the room, solve a couple of other clues, and we managed to escape our friend. We beat the escape room with 4 minutes to spare, but nonetheless. Some other activities we did was go to a cafe where we played questionable games, and we just honestly chilled for the rest. We had English breakfast. We did a bunch of things, but then came the big day. Now, this day in particular, I had been looking forward to for forever. And the reason is because that night we were actually going to a BB Rexa concert in London. And let me tell you, BB Rexa is my all-time favorite artist. I am obsessed with BB Rexa. I love her music. I love her. I've been listening to her since I was like 10, and I was finally gonna see her live. Like, this was crazy. I just met my best friends in the whole fucking world, and I'm gonna see my favorite artist of all time, all in the span of 4 days. Before we went to the BB Rexa concert, which was in London, we had a little city trip. The underground experience.
Does it not say like you are here?
So we need to get onto the central.
This is not the underground experience I had envisioned.
But you can check the steepest fucking light.
Wow. The luxury to the trains. The real underground experience. I had Nando's for the first time.
Guys, so we got sweet potatoes.
I love it.
Yeah, that's not what I expected.
It gets better, I promise you.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
We saw the palace.
I want to see the guard. This is kind of like a human zoo. This is real. This feels really unethical. I kind of want to wave at him just because I feel like bad, but that's just gonna be like.
I don't think he's gonna wave at you, bro. He might appreciate it deep down inside, but he won't.
What if we send him a heart?
Do you want to do the twice dance to him?
Start performing for him.
So who's the king now, by the way? Charles. Oh my god. We saw the Big Ben. Oh my god, that is the Big Ben.
I didn't know it was right there.
We saw the London Eye, and we just had a great time. It was just so much fun. And then finally, it was time for the concert. We went to the venue, we lined up, and we waited. And then we got in the venue, and we waited. And then Lion Babe came on. She was great. And then we waited. And then, oh my god. The room goes dark. Bieber Rexha starts playing. And there she fucking is!
Where are my girls at? Of course we have girls in here, right? Days? Eddie Strutman?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, welcome. Listen, we love you so much, but for this next little segment, it's for the girls and the gays. Let's go.
Post BB concert vibes.
That's cute though.
That was genuinely the best concert I've ever seen. Her live vocals were so good, and she was just hyping up the crowd so much. She was so interactive with everybody. She was so good. And I found this video on YouTube of the Bieber Rexha concert in London, and as you can tell, I was clearly having a good time. But anyways, after 2.5 hours, like all good things, it came to an end, which also meant my trip with my friends came to an end. I was supposed to go back with them to Suffering Lee's town the night of the concert, but there was a train strike the next day, so I wasn't gonna be able to get back to catch my train back to Belgium. So after the Bieber Rexha concert, I was gonna have to leave them behind. We finally got off at King's Cross station. We walked to my hotel, and in the hotel lobby, we said our goodbyes. We had just spent the last 4 days together just having the time of our life, and it just was suddenly ending like that, and I don't think I was ready for it to end. I swear I would have hung out with them for the rest of the year if I could, to be honest. No, but we said our goodbyes and we hugged it out, and that was the end of it. I watched them leave the street from the lobby. I went up to my hotel room. It's over. I have to be quiet because I'm in a hotel and people are sleeping. But wow. I genuinely had the best time in the world. I don't want to cry, but I'm just so sad it's over. But I'm very happy it happened. Genuinely, these are people I've met almost a decade ago, and they've been my best friends in the world. And, oh. Way to break the mood, but that was great. That was so good. I couldn't accept that it was already over, but I was just so tired that I just kind of got over it, brushed my teeth, took a shower, and went to bed. One thing about concerts is that nobody tells you how dehydrating it is. Wow, this lighting is good. This would have been a better setting to cry in. I'll give you guys a little room tour tomorrow. I will walk you around some places in London, hopefully. See you tomorrow. And then the next morning, I woke up, I went for breakfast. And then I went back upstairs. I noticed that Sari uploaded a new video, so I decided to watch the new Sari video. And in the middle of that video, I just started bawling. And not like last night where it was just like no, this was a fat cry. This was like all the emotions pouring out at once. I felt so accomplished and devastated at the same time. I just had the best week of my life, but also it's over. So it was very conflicting. I really gave myself the time to just feel it and go through the emotions that just spawned. And afterwards, I was feeling good again. I watched the end of the Sari video, and after a lot of procrastination, I mustered up the courage to go walk around London on my own. It is time to check out of the hotel. I'm not gonna lie.
I have been procrastinating leaving my room.
But the thing was, I had to check out of my hotel room, obviously, so I couldn't leave my bags there. Considering I had all my luggage with me, I didn't want to go to like the big touristy areas because they were packed, and that was just asking for trouble.
We've officially checked out, and now I have 5 hours to kill in London. To be completely honest with you, I don't know how to kill 5 hours in London. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but...
So what I did instead is I just Googled park in Google Maps, and I just went from park to park. I video chatted somebody I know from London along with another friend, and I just chatted to them while sitting in one of the parks, and honestly, I really felt like I needed this like very tame and calm energy because we honestly had been doing so much these past few days that I just wanted to sit down and enjoy the greenery for a little bit. So yeah, after basically just wandering around the city for the entire day, I went back to the train station. I got in the line for the Eurostar, and it was time to go back home. Got through customs, waited a little bit, and actually, this time I was even luckier because at the time I selected to go back home, the premium seats were actually cheaper than the normal seats. So I was in first class going home. I was so thrilled about this. I got like this really comfortable seat by myself, didn't have anybody to bother me. And the first ride I had to sit with other people, which I don't mind, but I just had so much space to myself. It was great. I put my laptop down. I had space for everything basically. And I also got a free meal. Not to be ungrateful, but this was the most disgusting meal I've ever had. The bread was stale. This was the hardest piece of bread I've ever eaten. It was like a fucking brick. The chicken had the most horrid texture. The only thing that was really good about my plate was this little yellow stuff. Aside from that, I did not enjoy it. Even though the food wasn't enjoyable, the train ride itself was. I watched a Penny series movie while going home, and after that I watched one of True Recess's videos, and I was finally in Brussels. I arrived, made it, I saw my grandma, hugged her real tight, and we took the train back home. And that's the story of how I met my best friends that I've known for a decade online in real life. And although there's an ocean between us now, we still have a blast together, but just in a much blockier world.
It's the big moment. Watch it be a shit room. No.
The view.
Oh shit.
Quite cute.
Yeah, it is cute. I get a desk, I get a TV. Let's do the check. This is okay, we're good. I've not watched.
There's another one here. How do you know what does this do?
If there's like a little space between your fingers, you're fine.
I'll do a little bathroom reveal.
Did you pay for breakfast for that?
Yeah, I paid for breakfast.
Oh my god. Great unlimited breakfast.
Nice.